these sites are bad or they're phishing by any means whatsoever, you can just click the red dismiss button, and you should then proceed to whatever site you're looking at, whether that be the Onelife or the One Academy or Deal Shaker. If you're using Chrome, then it may not work. If that is the case, then I suggest first you clear your cookies and your browser history. If that still doesn't work for Chrome, then switch to Firefox and it should work quite fine. So yes, if you're still coming across that phishing page when you look at the sites, just press the red dismiss button and move on from there. So pretty simple, pretty easy, and shouldn't have any dramas. And as you might have seen, the sites are actually changing, and things are being updated. And as we've seen in the past, it's not always done in sequence. So don't get too alarmed or too worried. But just know that the company is working on the sites, and they are being cleaned up and made better for 2020. So I want to jump in as well, and I'm going to welcome some guests if I can actually see them here on site. I can't. Oh yeah, I can see. Just can't see where they are. Just have a look. Anyway, we've got. There they are. Hello, Ivan and Michelle. How are you? We'll just unmute you there. Yes.
How are you?
Welcome, Ivan. How are you, Michelle?
Fantastic.
Well, fine,
Fantastic.
thank you.
Excellent.
How is everyone?
Everyone is fantastic, or everyone else is muted at the moment, but we'll. I just want to introduce you to everybody at this stage. Michelle are from and they bring a lot of experience to tonight's mentorship webinar. Ivan himself, with a master financial advisory, is 27 years financial services industry, so has a lot of knowledge in this field. Was recently acquired the master financial advisor, and he's been elected to the board of I hope I get this right. Is it? You might have to help me there. Chag Ioannis? Is it Chag Ioannis?
Say again.
Chag Ioannis?
Shogunas.
Shogunas.
There we go. The
Shogunas.
Thank you.
Welcome, Shogunas.
And has been the treasurer there for the last 4 years, so a prestigious position, and has a massive repertoire and a background in financial investment management, and as does Michelle, educated in geography and economics right back from 1987, and also has a master financial advisory since 2007-2008. And Michelle has a background in the banking industry in literally every single department. So this lady really knows her stuff when it comes to so we're in for a real treat tonight, and I would like to invite, I think it's Michelle's going to start off. So the floor is yours. Welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. All right, so good morning, good evening, good night to the whole world. It is such a privilege and honor, of course, to be on this international Zoom call. And what we're going to do actually today is just do a simple presentation. We call it the tale of two economies. So we see the economy that we exist in now and the economy that we provide. So we do it very, very simple. And just for the essence of time, we're not going to go into much, but a lot of people will get the idea of what we are trying to do. All right. So I will start to share my screen. All right. Good. Okay. Are you seeing this, Mike?
Yep. No trouble.
All right. Okay.
You can go to full screen if you wish.
All right. So
That's perfect.
We like it. Perfect. Okay, great. So we'd like to welcome again everyone from across the world. So we have different languages here, basically because we are international company. So Michael, you already did your part in introducing us. All right. So yes, we are Ivan and Michelle. We go by our brand. I am Ivan and Michelle. And why we choose that brand, I mean, not only is it the initials of our name together, but I am is one of the most powerful phrases you could use in accomplishing anything. So what it does, it gives us that sort of feeling, that positivity that we need in order to continue our journey with this wonderful opportunity. Okay, so we are open book. Everybody really should know our story, where we came from.
There is a guy I was chatting with. He's in Singapore. It was like people here.
I think somebody's
they
mic
are waiting
on YouTube.
They actually not interested in the exchange for IMAs. They are interested in the exchange for merchants.
People,
and you see wonders.
Yourself.
Yeah, they will come.
All right.
Okay. So, but I believe
Michelle will continue with the presentation. So Michelle will take it from here. Thank you so much.
We combined both IMA and the
All right, so welcome, good morning to all. And this is a little story that we want to share with you. It's a simple story, and at the end of it, we'll have a little video just to recap what was shared. It's a tale of two economies. Presently, I want to let everyone know that we live in each economy. Doesn't matter which part of the world we are and which currency we deal with. We have certain challenges in these economies that we are presently living in. One such challenge is recession. What is recession? A recession occurs when there are 2 or more consecutive quarters of negative economic growth, meaning GDP growth contracts. When an economy is facing recession, business sales and revenues decrease, which cause businesses to stop expanding. Okay? September and October of 2008 was the worst financial crisis in global history, if you all recall, including the Great Depression. And this is according to Ben Bernanke. If you recall, on that day, September 15, highlighted here, this is one of the largest investment banks in the world, one of them, number 4, I believe. And if you recall, on this day, this company or this bank went into chaos in that it collapsed or it had financial difficulty. When we look at the debt clock, according on the internet, we see that some of the major countries in the world presently are not able and have not been able since that time coming forward to reduce their national debt. And if you look at which one is leading, US is over $23 trillion. What does this indicate? It indicates that a recession is it's inevitable, another one. So it's in alignment with this gentleman, and it's a little clip of this Godfrey Bloom, who some of you may have seen this video, but I love it because it has to do with banking. And since the investment bank that collapsed started 2008 in the US, let's listen to what he has to say. He's an MP from UK, so let's listen.
it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money, and yet we blame the retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
Quiet there, but that should be clapped loudly. You should be applauding loudly. I wish we would stand up together and make this known. A second challenge is inflation. So in each economy where we live, we have a second one, which is inflation. And what is inflation? It is the increase in the prices of goods and services due to the decrease in the purchasing power of our currency. So if you look at this US dollar right now, the rise and fall of the dollar, if you look at the value on the slide, in 1913, 100 US was worth 100. But come forward to the ending of last year, you would see the chart has gone all the way down where it is practically worth 3 cents. What does that say? It says that you are paying, when you pay $1, you are actually paying for something that is really worth 3 cents. And people sometimes do not understand how their purchasing power has been reduced. So for us in the Caribbean, I'll give an example. I'll use our market. You can use any other market. In 1992, in this side of the world, a single level 3-bedroom house was worth roughly $165,000. It costed that, TT dollars, our money. Today, that same home, because of reduced purchasing power of our dollar, it will average $1.6 million. It's happening all around the world. This slide shows some countries that has high inflation, and it also shows some that has low inflation. In fact, inflation affects us in many ways, and this is one of the social ways. This slide actually is in France, is from France, and I remember being in Paris in 2018 with a group of us, and we were not able to go to these lovely places like the Arc of Triumph or the Eiffel Tower. Why? Because of gas prices going up. 30 cents. Yet it caused this to happen in the country. Social effects of inflation. The third challenge has to do with technology. It's rapidly changing. Technology is changing so much in that economies of scale are usually devoid of innovation. They depend highly on private parties to drive progress. However, they are on average 5 to 6 years behind the advancement. Some choose to stay stuck in the old formats. What is this say? We cannot keep up. By the time we reach to where it is, it has gone ahead and it's changed it rapidly. So let's look at some. I have 2 examples, and this is one. And this has to do with vehicles. So The thing is, I will play the video and I'll talk as it goes. This is the newest innovation vehicle. Clean self-driving. The thing about this, we have not really accepted the electronic yet we have been able to accept it. Clean self-driving. And the However, I want to make you where should I go up and let you I need to go back and adaptation in countries with self-driving cars. Another one has to do with AI, and this one you can listen.
Everybody, this is Sophia. Sophia, if you could, please wake up and say hello to everybody.
Oh, good afternoon. My name is Sophia, and I am the latest and greatest robot from Hanson Robotics. Thank you for having me here and at the Future Investment Initiative.
You look happy.
I'm always happy when surrounded by smart people, who also happens to be rich and powerful. I was told that people here at Future Investment Initiative are interested in inviting in future initiatives, which means AI, which means
okay.
me.
So this is Sophia.
I'm
if you
excited.
Look and you saw this video before, you would realize she's the first citizen robot of Dubai. The thing about it is, in every economy, there are institutions such as our banks and larger corporations that are already involved in AI. Yet regular citizens like ourselves sometimes are not aware of where the world has reached with artificial intelligence. So why am I showing you how technology is improving? Well, the idea is to say, have you ever considered the evolution of money? Some of you may know this already. However, I need to reiterate it for everyone to see where we are in this space. So let's look at it. We started with the bartering system, which we may have learned in schools, or we will have heard from our grandparents or great-grandparents. It moved to gold and silver, gold coins, which was very bulky, very risky to move around. And then came the paper currency, the one that has no value at all, not backed by anything when you do your research. But this is what most of us know. Then it moved on to the credit card system, which everyone feared when the internet came into existence. In fact, I still tell my clients, if you do not know or understand how a credit card works, stay away from it. Because it was back then perceived to be very evil. It is still an evil thing if you do not know how to use it. Then we came to digital system, PayPal, Perfect Money, Apple Pay. And we are at the highest form of payment right now where money is concerned, cryptocurrency. So one would want to know, what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency, simply put, is digital money that uses a technology, blockchain technology, and cryptography to produce stores of value. It can be utilized as forms of payments for goods and services. The value is not based on any country or any central bank, but rather on supply and demand. Therefore, it behaves more like gold and silver. This is what cryptocurrency is. The technology, blockchain, what it is digital, and it records and verifies transactions. But there's a twist to this one. It's innovative, it's cost efficient as compared to others. It's safe in that it can track and trace anything of value, and it actually helps in eliminating attempts of fraud, duplicity, and forgery. Now, the clips that I'm going to show you is why we need to pay attention to this kind of money and what the authorities of the world, the financial institutions and governments of the world, what they are saying. The first clip I'm going to show you is the ex-managing director of the IMF. If you know who the IMF is, they lend money to nations and countries. The thing about it is she's the ex-managing director, but she's now heading the Europe Central Bank. So let's listen to what she has to say on cryptocurrency in general.
Taking risk is in not watching, in not understanding. And yes, there are frauds, and there are speculations, and there are Ponzi schemes. But I think we should just beware of not categorizing anything that has to do with digital currencies in those speculation Ponzi-like schemes. It's a lot more than that as well. We are about to see massive disruptions. The way in which the new technologies are lowering the cost to make financial transactions more accessible, even in very small numbers, for people who do not earn much, who do not deposit much, and who do not borrow much, and how those technologies can actually have a track record of the credit history of somebody in a very short while, and then be able to direct those people towards the best use of their money. I think it's already massively disruptive.
She has said a lot in that little clip. But if you go back to earlier years, say around 2008 or 2009, you would have heard, stay away from cryptocurrency. It's a Ponzi scheme, and she mentioned it. But the key takeaway in this is that the risk is in not getting involved. The risk is in not getting the education and the understanding in cryptocurrency. And she also agrees with us when we said it is reducing costs and it can help track and trace things of value. So that is what that clip is saying. Let's look at another international or another country or another market. And this is Africa. This is a news podcast, and I'd like you to listen, and then I'll make my comment.
Now, the AI task force looking into the blockchain technology in Kenya has recommended the adoption of cryptocurrency for use in the country. According to the task force, the move will be key in promoting financial inclusion, among other benefits. Kenyans will now be given a 2-week period to give input into the report. Here's Dennis Otieno.
After 10 months of waiting, Blockchain and Artificial Intelligence Task Force finally presented its report to CS Joe Musheru. And top on the Bitangendemo-led team was the push to adopt digital currencies, a trend that is gathering pace globally.
We have done very well with respect to infrastructure, meaning that the government-owned national optic fiber network covers all counties.
The adoption of cryptocurrency or digital money in the country has been a source of debate, with the CBK Governor Patrick Njoroge insisting that the country did not have the necessary legislation and regulation to adopt it. Globally though, cryptocurrencies are viewed as stable, quick and cheaper way of transacting.
The learnings and what we have built already on M-Pesa, there's no reason we should not be able to export that to the rest of the world, so that the rest of the world is also able to experience the value, the speed, and all the jobs that are then created from being able to have a digital currency.
The 11-member committee was set up in February last year to give a roadmap in use of emerging technology in areas of financial inclusion, cybersecurity, land tilting, election process, single digital identity, and overall public service delivery.
So this is on the
Dennis Otieno, Citizen TV.
This news podcast was aired last June 2019. So when they said the committee was put together the year before, it was happening since 2018. You're also hearing about it's going to make things cheaper and it's going to make things easier. But the beauty of it is that it's going to create jobs, and they are looking at it. And because of the experience of M-Pesa, using your phone to pay for items, And because of that skill and that ability already there, this is where Africa is. So I showed you Europe. I'm showing you another continent, Africa. I am now going to show you us in the Caribbean. And this is what our authorities are saying. I may not play the whole video. I'm going to just let you listen to part of it.
President of the Bankers Association, Nigel Batiste, says whether we like it or not, blockchain technology and cryptocurrency are here to stay. A cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency, such as Bitcoin, a digital payment system. Blockchain is a digitized public ledger of all cryptocurrency transactions. Batiste says while central banks around the world might be concerned about the disruptions caused by blockchain technology, it could be useful.
Many of the central banks, or at least the more progressive central banks, are developing these regulatory sandboxes that people could be playing in and doing things without destabilizing the system.
He says it's something that should be considered in Trinidad and Tobago.
The absence of it will cause one of two things to happen. Either innovation will be stifled, or you will find yourself in a situation where you are destabilizing the system. So it's something which I hope will be introduced by Central Bank here early 2019.
Meanwhile, Senior Manager Financial Technology and Information Security at the Central Bank, Avinda Barrett, says the bank is taking a measured approach to cryptocurrency.
We're engaging with our peers regionally and internationally. We are closely working with the Bank of Canada, with the Bank of England, with various other banks who are actively experimenting with this technology, and we're learning from them.
Now, as for another blockchain benefit,
then one that I know RBC will be particularly happy about is if blockchain could help us in placing less reliance on cash.
the Bankers Association president was speaking at a function hosted by the association on understanding financial technology disruptors.
There is a view that the blockchain, right, and I share that view, could open up for the SME sector.
All right, so that was in our jurisdiction in Trinidad and Tobago on the Caribbean side. I know it was a little low, but takeaway is the president of the Bankers Association is hoping that our country look into it as early as 2019. That has since gone, and I want to let you know it is being looked at. And now even the central bank authority in IT, she is saying she's working with different banks in the world. So is it something we need to pay attention? Is it something that we need to look at? I believe yes. And we have found a key. And here, what is the key? We need to keep educating ourselves. Yourself. This is for you. You need to keep educating yourself. So this is our proposition. This is the tale of two economies, and this is our proposition. The proposition is, we are saying, become a student, because you have to keep educating yourself in our university called One Academy. One Academy, inside here, you have the ability and the opportunity to study 4 disciplines. Finance, where you can start with introduction to finance and go all the way up. E-commerce, where you can learn to shop, buy and sell and trade with cryptocurrency. Law, where you can understand the taxation laws and the laws that govern cryptocurrencies in different countries and jurisdictions. And then Forex, where you can learn how to trade with currencies if you never did it before. However, you need to understand how to trade with cryptocurrency because it is here. And the thing is, the difference between the two is that the currency market opens 5 days a week and closes over the weekend. But the cryptocurrency world is open 7 days a week. So you need to understand. So we also have finance for children, and I take pride in letting everyone and all of us who in this business supposed to take pride, because there's no other company has brought finance for children. starting from 5 years. So we take pride in that. So this is what we are really saying to you. You have the opportunity to select an educational package, an educational discipline, whichever you choose from the 4 listed. When you do that, each package gives you something called tokens. You get that, and please note, it is free. So this is something that you're getting free, but guess what? You have a choice to accept, yes or no. Should you accept it, guess what? It goes through some processes, and one of the processes, mining, and coins are created. So presently, these coins that some of us have created is valued at 29.95 euro dollars. Assuming we have 100 of these, 100, it will be worth approximately 3,000 euros. So some of us say, well, what can we do with it? Well, you have use of it in our economy, our new economy, or the future economy, dealshaker.com, where we have an online presence like Amazon and different ones like that, that we can shop, we can buy and sell and learn to trade with our cryptocurrency. Remember, this is something we received because we accepted free promotional tokens. We said yes. DealShaker, this platform levels the playing field of money and trade. We are global. We cross borders. As you can see, the mask of people there. We have different goods and services, all kinds, from big ticket items, from vehicles, land. And we have usability. We are accepted in 194 countries. We have over 3.6 million users inside of here. And we have over 120,000 global merchants. So our company says they would like to grow this. In the next 2 years, they would like to grow the number of merchants to 1 million, and they would love to grow the number of users to 10 million users. If we decide to promote and share and welcome people to this as we are becoming students, guess what happens? We earn a commission, and it's paid in euro dollars. So I want to tell you, as for me and my household, this is a win-win situation. A win-win situation, because I am presently in this economy, in my present economy, and you are in yours. But guess what? We earn regular money. The proposition is we are saying become a student in our university, One Academy. And with it, you have choices of discipline. The same for. And should you decide whichever one, you receive free promotional tokens, which is a choice, through the process of mining, and you end up with coins, which can be used in our new economy, DealShaker. It's a win-win. And should you decide to participate and promote, you can earn an additional income. That is why we believe the choice is yours. You can decide if you want to be in the new economy or the old, side by side, operating together. One Academy, the choice is yours, because we say we learn today so we can lead tomorrow. We learn and we earn. So I thank you. I would love to show you a video that recaps this, because sometimes people learn differently. And for those who have just joined us or actually did not see the whole PowerPoint presentation, I welcome you to this summary of this proposition. For those of you who saw the presentation, I am going to go on the whiteboard, and the reason for doing this is sometimes people listen or they see a video and they may not understand all. So I would like to just sum it up for you and let you know what is our proposition. Our proposition is this. Presently, this is us, and this is our economy. It doesn't matter which country. And we have certain challenges that we all face within that. One, may be recession. A second one, inflation. And a third is with technology, because of the fact that it's being changed so much, you can't keep up with it inside of our ecosystem. This is our proposition. The presentation that you have seen, this is what we are proposing to you. We are saying you are being invited by our company to become a student. This is you in our university. And our university is called One Academy, where you have a choice to study at least 4 disciplines. The first being finance, e-commerce, law, and forex. So these are the 4 disciplines each student has a choice to make, whichever one they would like to be involved in. With each one of our packages with the education, we get something called tokens. We receive something called tokens. That is a choice. It's a choice. You have to say yes or no. So I am putting it's a choice, so you would remember. When you receive, if you accept the tokens, these become coins through a process called mining, which you would learn about it in the education, from the education. Should you end up with 100 coins, just assuming you got 100 coins through the process, our company has its own economy, its own ecosystem called Deal Shaker, where we have an online presence where we can shop and buy from each other. We buy and sell. And inside of here, our 100 coins, one of the coins is worth €29.95 presently. Now that could go up. So 100 by this would be roughly €3,000, where this is the value of it inside our ecosystem. Inside of here, we have over 100,000 merchants or businesses. And we have 3.5 million members. Our company says they would like to grow this number of merchants to 1 million. And they would like to grow the 3.5 members who, just like what you're doing, you have the opportunity to invite them and let them become students, to 10 million. If you decide to invite and share and participate, just as you are doing, and invite others, the company says it will pay you a small commission. So for me and my household, I believe this is a win-win situation, because presently I am in this economy and I'm earning my regular money, my regular currency, whichever country it is. But side by side, I have another ecosystem, another economy where I can actually study and accept the tokens, earn some coins, and be able to use it. And should I participate and share this opportunity, I benefit by earning an income. So that is what we say to everyone when we say our motto, One Academy, is learn today, lead tomorrow. We learn and we earn. We hope you understand the presentation. We hope you understand this and what you have seen. And we want to say together for more, let's make history together, and we welcome you on board. Thank you very much.
All right. So that's basically it. We didn't see all of this. So that's what we had to share with you today. We hope we added some value. Again, we did it very quickly just to the essence of time. But we know that you would have gotten the gist of these 2 economies, because we live in that atmosphere right now with 2 economies side by side. We have the old one, and then we have this new economy that is coming in at a very, very rapid rate. All right. So that's it. If there's no questions or anything like that, Mike, we turn it back over to you. Thank you so much for having us on this Zoom call. And, we just hope that we added value. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ivan and Michelle, diamonds there from Trinidad Tobago. It's the basic fundamentals of the system and the ecosystem that was created by Dr. Ruja, and very, very well put, I might add. So I hope everyone got got back to the basics of, what this is really, really all about. And, this is where it started. And I think somewhere along the line, people have almost forgotten, those basic fundamentals. And you're 100% correct when we say we're living in two economies. I just noticed, I'm a business owner, and I think if I can just add a little bit onto that, is when I first started business, I was out there trying to sell myself and get business. And then over the time, you build a reputation, and it's been nearly 20 years now. And basically what we have now is, instead of me trying to sell myself to get business, I've got people asking me, how do I get you to do my business? And this is what we need to encourage in our system, in our ecosystem, in our deal shaker, is that ability for us to make the basics absolutely so special that people want to ask, how can I become a part of it? So it basically sells itself because we've done it professionally. And if we can master the basics, then we can do it professionally. So yes, very, very perfect timing for back to the basics of our ecosystem, our deal shaker, from Ivan and Michelle at Diamonds in Trinidad Tobago, as I say. So I think it's going to be a short, sharp mentorship webinar this week. Very, very happy to have Ivan and Mark on to share what we heard, and I hope everyone had their notebooks out, and hope everyone realizes that we have this opportunity, we have these tools, we have these fundamentals. They are in the back office of Onelife and of the Deal Shaker, to read, to absorb, and then to back everything up to help us with that knowledge. We have One Academy. So basically it is all there in one package. It's just a matter of you applying it to yourself and applying it to your daily life, and you will see the difference if you make that effort. And it's very, very simple. So yes, God bless everybody, and we hope to see you next week on the NLG mentorship webinar. And until that time, have a really, really good week. Have a safe week. And this is Michael Yo saying, see you later, everybody in the Onelife Network. Bye.
Okay, Mike. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye.
Arigato.
Hey, arigato. Dorima. Mr. Bunchai, Swadika.
Goodbye, Michael. Bye.
Welcome.